In this segment, we're going to look at yoga poses for better sleep. There's no magic pose that's going to bring about sleep, but it's encouraging to know that yoga uses our mind and body in the way that it's made to help encourage the natural process of deep sleep and restoration to occur. So it's so important that we begin this practice with the intention of surrender. So we've been striving throughout our day, trying to get things done, and sometimes we end up striving to get to sleep. And that's the opposite of what needs to happen. Allowing ourselves to sleep means to surrender, to let go of all the thoughts and the lists that have gone on all day, let go of rehearsing what happened, and to stop worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, because it will happen anyway, and to give ourselves permission to just surrender to the moment, to bring our focus to this space in between the now and the not yet. So the first way we do that is we set ourselves up for success. So I would encourage you to create a space near where you're going to go to bed so that you can come right from here and slip under the covers. The next thing I would encourage you to do in this day and age is to take away any distractions. So resist the urge to check that email or go on social media after you've done this practice, because it will just bring back all of that stuff and wind it all up again that we've spent so much time trying to surrender to. So that's just an encouragement. Of course, it's up to you. Also, make sure that you have what you need to be comfortable. Wear what you're going to wear to bed, and just be as close and as comfortable as you can to that completely surrendered place. Also, you might want to have a pillow, because you might need to start with it underneath your sits bones to raise you up to be more comfortable and release the hip flexors. And at the end, we may place it under our knees. So just have something near you, because the idea here is not to do it exactly like I'm doing it, but to adjust it in a way that releases the tension. So we're releasing the mind stuff, but we're also releasing the tension we've built up all day in our bodies. So we're going to stretch and breathe and let go. So that's the goal here. It's not a workout, we're kind of working down. So let's go ahead and get started. We want to start by bringing our attention to this space we've created and to our own bodies. So draw the focus like a funnel inward to the breath and just begin to lengthen out the breath. If we breathe in and out through the nose with intention, it's also going to help focus us and relax us. So lengthen out the breath, nothing forceful, but just again with that intention. On every exhale, begin to release the thoughts of the day, begin to release the tension built up in the body. So you might want to start in an easy seated pose, just crossing at the ankles. Again, you may want to put the pillow underneath if that relieves the low back and the hip tension. Let's take a deep inhale, drawing the hands above the head into a prayer-like position and reaching through the arms. We're just going to stretch the spine in the back right now. So we're going to reach towards the horizon on an exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat or the carpet in front of you. You're going to walk the hands out. Reach the sits bones back. Again, just stretch. Breathe into the back. So when you drop the head, let's walk the hands back, lifting the torso back up into seated pose. Let's inhale the right hand all the way up and exhale over to the side. We're going to stretch laterally. Keep reaching through the fingertips, feeling the space between the ribs open up, finding our breath. On an inhale, we come up and exhale the hand down. Let's do that on the other side. Big inhale all the way up, exhaling over, finding our breath. Let's inhale up and exhale down. We're going to come over onto all fours for cat and cow. So let's swing the legs around. We're going to come to all fours we're going to make sure that our wrists are directly below our shoulders and elbows. So we're stacking our joints in a safe way. Stretch the hands out and create an even, nice platform with the hands. Press through the hands. We want to support this tabletop and make sure the knees are falling directly down from the hips, so they're hip distance apart. Pull the belly button in to support the back, and we've got a nice long line in the spine. In neutral spine, also called tabletop here, we're going to take a deep inhale. So we inhale, and on an exhale, we're going to arch the center of the back up. We're going to bring the hips towards the armpits underneath the body and tuck the chin, creating as much of a curve in the spine as we can. And then we'll take a long inhale and we'll reverse the curve, reaching the shoulder blades back towards the hip behind us. Let's flow with that for a couple of breaths. So on an exhale, get all the air out, press to the top, and then on an inhale, we extend the spine as long as we can. Enjoy the fluidity we're bringing into the spine and the warmth, just opening things up and flowing with the breath again. Do it in a way that feels good to you. That's very important. Let's come back to neutral spine. Let's drop the hips back, and here we're going to come into an extended child's pose. So we've got the hips back towards the heels. We're going to walk the hands forward, and just like we did in the forward fold with our legs crossed, we can bring the forehead to the mat, and we can inhale as if we're filling the back body and lengthening the spine with every inhale. So let's go ahead and drop the head. Let's inhale up, remembering every time we're breathing to try and keep our focus on the breath and not let the mind wander. Let's come on over, and we're going to move to our backs for a bridge flow. So we're going to lay down on our backs, and let's bring the heels towards our glutes and draw the arms down alongside the body, palms down, shoulders reaching back. We're going to do a gentle bridge. So let's begin to lift the hips. First, we'll tilt the tailbone up, pull the belly button in as if we're peeling each vertebrae off the mat, one vertebrae at a time, and pressing up, lifting the hips, keeping the knees hip distance apart. They may want to wander out. If you press the big toes into the mat and all four corners of the foot, you'll keep the knees more stable. Press the shoulder blades, triceps and hands down into the mat. You're in bridge pose. We might want to give ourselves a gentle release by lifting the hands to the glutes and just pressing up a little bit and then releasing. Bring the hands down to the mat and then we lower down. Let's inhale and extend our hands all the way over our head till the backs of our hands come to the carpet. That may not be as comfortable, so you may have to leave them here. That's fine. Just opening up as much as we can. Now on an exhale, we're going to bring the hands back down alongside our sides as we press up into a bridge. We're going to flow with that for a few times. So go ahead and inhale, lengthen, hands overhead, hips come back down. Exhale, pressing the hips up, reaching the hands down alongside the body. One more time, just like that. Lengthening it out, just enjoying the movement and the flow. We're not working too hard, just enough to bring some openness into the body. And then we're going to release down. Let's go ahead and extend the right leg down, flexing the foot, and draw the left knee, hands just on top of the shin below the knee, and let's draw that knee towards the armpit. Use the grip strength just to gently stretch that knee towards the side body and the armpit. Breathe into that, releasing on the exhale. Just opening things up. All right, now let's go ahead and take the right hand across the outer edge of that leg. Take the left hand out, palm down, creating a nice stable platform so that we can go into a spinal twist. We're going to lift the left hip up and draw that leg across the body into a spinal twist. You don't have to come all the way over. Just try and maintain as much of the left shoulder in the mat as you can. The head is looking in the opposite direction as the legs. Now release into this. Just let gravity do the work. With every exhale, just letting go of the tension in the body, bringing our focus back to the breath, practicing that surrender. Let's gently roll back on an inhale and extend that leg down. Let's draw the other knee, hands clasped just below the knee, above the shin, to the opposite shoulder. Begin to breathe, just gently reaching the leg further and further up and exhaling. Very gentle stretching. Again, making any adjustments you need to be able to release into it. We'll go to spinal twist on this side. So now we take the right hand out, palm down to stabilize us. The left hand comes across the thigh. We lift the hip. We roll over into a spinal twist. Releasing into it. Letting the exhale do the work. Let's roll back. Now let's bring both knees to the chest. Just taking the hands again on top of the shins and just drawing them, lowering the tailbone, the shoulders, trying to make a complete imprint of the back on the mat. We release everything to the mat while we draw the knees towards the shoulders. It's a good low back release. Here we'll move into Savasana, final relaxation. So there are a couple options. You may need to just bring the knees together and feet out, hands to the abdomen. That may be the most released and comfortable pose for you. That's one option. The next option would be to take your pillow and place it gently below the knees and let them fall open. And then you have more support. There's not as much pull right here on the hip bones. And I think that's good really for anyone. It's not the traditional Savasana where the legs are straightened out, but it's nice and relaxed and open. Again, the hands can be on the low abdomen here, or they can be completely palms up along the side, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Let's close our eyes. Let's come completely back to the breath, to that space in between. Even letting the space between thoughts grow larger and larger, just like clouds moving across our mind. We don't hold on to them, we just send them away. And we come to the breath. You may want to bring a blanket next to you before this practice, or a sweater and put it over you. You might want to stay here for a few moments, or maybe you're ready to go ahead and slip under the covers. I wish you a good night's sleep. Namaste.